think we all know how special this guy is, and I'm just honored that we're here to honor him. And the showing that's here is probably one of the biggest showings we've had at District 6 for a presentation like this, and it really speaks volumes to the man that Commissioner Collins is. So hopefully you can all hear me. Sounds like the fans went off. Things about District 6 here is we're a department of legacies. There's not a lot of departments our size that have these type of legacies. So not only has Commissioner Casey Collins served the district for the past 20 years, but he followed in his father's footsteps, who was also a commissioner and a volunteer captain. So they have that legacy of service within the Collins family. They didn't only serve District 6, but they served Clark County as a whole and have extensive roots within our community. They founded the Larry O. Collins Construction Company in 1933, and from there built much of Clark County that you see today. Commissioner Collins continues with that servant leadership spirit. He owns and manages day-to-day operations as Collins Plaza. When the former tenant of the restaurant fell ill, he stepped in with Sue and helped renovate that restaurant and turn it around. That's how Commissioner Collins is. Commissioner Losbeck said that too. He never hesitates to step up and help. Whether it's driving someone miles to home, loaning them money, picking up extra gifts for families that didn't get taken care of in charity events, or just always being that go-to guy that never says no. That's what Commissioner Collins is. Although the pandemic has made operating his business difficult, having loyal customers and staff waiting for their business to open was a blessing, he said. Commissioner Collins says he learned early on to surround himself with the best people. It's the same with the fire service, he says. He was not a firefighter, so he doesn't know everything, but he is a business person, and he spent his whole life working with unions and had very good mentors. His mindset is always what's best for the taxpayers of our district, and that being is what he balances his job as a commissioner with for our community. As a commissioner, Commissioner Collins always put our citizens first. He truly cares about each and every one of our citizens, and he continues to serve them even if he's not going to do it in this capacity. You may or may not know Commissioner Collins. I'm guessing most of you do since you're here. But he has a great gift of making you feel like you are the most important person in the room when he speaks to you. And within minutes, you know that you have a friend for life. Hearing Commissioner Collins talk about the citizens of our district and how his goal is to leave the district better than he found it warms your heart. You can always see the pride he has in himself when he represents us, but that pride pales in comparison to the pride he exudes when he talks about his family. There are few loves in this world that compare to Sue and Casey, or as Casey calls her, Mama. He lights up when he talks about his girls, and he loves to share what they are doing and couldn't be a more delighted father with each and every one of you. He knows he's a lucky man, and he doesn't take that for granted. Commissioner Collins' daughters wanted to know exactly what his commissioner thing was all about when he got elected. So when they were little, they would beg him to come to the meetings. They said it only took a few times before they were completely bored and ended up running around the station and falling asleep. But they were always in awe at the business side of their dad. Before attending these terribly boring meetings, they only knew their dad as a loving jokester. They liked that they could see how serious his dad was when he talked and served the community. Commissioner Collins, I only know Clark County Fire District 6 with you here. You have been a mentor to me as well as many others here. I thank you for your service, and the citizens of District 6 thank you for your continued service. You will be missed at the board table, but never forgotten and never a stranger. You always have a piece of CCFD 6, and I am glad that I shared that with you. Best of luck in your future endeavors, and as Sammy Hagar would say, the reason his voice is so passionate is because he sings directly from the heart. Commissioner Collins, listen to Sammy. Keep that passionate voice and continue to sing from your heart. Thank you.
I'm so humble. Thanks for being here. I just want to talk about community service and generational teaching of that. My daughter, Katie and Megan, have been doing San Esposito with me for years and years. Katie woke up and said, "Dad, let's go do San Esposito." And she'd been doing that for 20 plus years. We grabbed the car and went out and made a couple of rounds to East County, and it's part of what we do. It helps us with our Christmas spirit. She's been doing it, and since she's been wrapping presents, I'm here with Leah taught her, and Brandy Bacon, and Katie, and all the girls would be in there wrapping and learning about the spirit of giving. We go to places that were less fortunate, and it was a good lesson, for the kids. And when I grew up in the department, it had always been a giving part of this community, and that's what we learned to do. My grandfather's business is 89 years old now, and in the beginning of the need for Fire District 6, he purchased the first flagpole for Station 1, and at that point he'd been in business for 27 years already. And then, as Commissioner Mosbeck said, my father was, in the volunteer program where it was all volunteers, and we would hear the siren go off in the middle of the street, and whether it was a drill or whether it was a real call or whatever, it was the center of our community. And so, I'd always thought of it as the highest and best service that I could do. My dad said, find something you love and serve it well. So he was a commissioner, and then it came around to my turn after being in the business association and working the Hazel Hill Parade. And now we've done that for 50 years, and my dad was in that since the very first one, and it was just part of being in the community. So, with that, I wanted to be a part of what the best was, and in my mind, the best was Fire District 6 in my county, in my town. And so I wanted to run, I wanted to serve, and I wanted to serve well, and I think it's important to give a hand out where you can, and give a hand up where you must, and keep being good and do no harm, and that type of thing, to make a better community to live in. Very fortunate to be able to do that. I'm even more proud to be able to hand off that legacy to my kids. So that's 4th generation already for doing that. And hope it continues. I know it's contagious, because it makes you feel good, and it makes you go work hard so that you have something extra to be able to give to somebody else and make a difference in our community. So this is a great chapter of my life, and it's not the end. It's the beginning of another chapter. Looking forward to it. I've got a beautiful wife, and we're gonna go try and catch some sun rays down south, and come back and let everything run as best we can, and we'll be here for the moment, and continue to support our community the way that we always have, and I've got another generation that we've raised right. So I look forward to that, and I thank you all for being here tonight. Thanks.
We have a couple of gifts that we'd like to present to you. Some of them are things that maybe only Casey will appreciate. Some of the others are things that we all just wanted to make sure that you have, so you can remember forever your time here. But it's funny to me that you all are here, and you're like the representation of the fire district to a T. And I know you love Casey like I love Casey, And he's a redneck, and we're all rednecks, but he's our redneck. And I just, you know, this is a sad time for me because I've only known Casey. I've only known Casey being here, and I am sad to know that you won't be here anymore. And one thing I know about Casey that you all know too is he is loyal. He is loyal to Hazeldale and to Fire District 6 and to his family and to this staff, and personally at a level that you'll never know to me. I want you to know how much I appreciate that, and I want God and everybody that's watching here to know that I feel that way about you. So I'll quit, but we have a couple of things for you. So this gift is something you can open whenever you like.
No, he's got to open it
No,
now.
we gotta open it now. We gotta open it now then.
Kids, can you help me? Oh, car forever.
We're hoping that this
Want to trade out the red one?
we're hoping that this reminds you of us. It's a little bit of the redneck in you and the redneck in us, and we actually have a rocker that's been embroidered for it, so that when you're officially retired, we'll apply it to the shoulder, or it'll say "Retired Commissioner" on the shoulder.
What an honor. Wouldn't Doyle Shelby jealous? Yeah, that's it. We got the past to go. We'll be all right.
And then the last thing that we want to present you is this axe. And kind of in the fire service, presentation axes, they get out for retirements, and they're usually very nice. It's a nice gesture. You buy it from somebody across someplace and who knows where, and you present it to somebody, and they're nice. But I wanted to present this one to you, which is not a trophy axe. This is an axe off of the fire engine that has been beaten and weather worn, and our very own Andre he took it and he restored it to this beauty. He polished the head of it, took all the dings out of it, and this is an original axe handle that we put on it. And just know this is not a trophy out of some factory. This is from us to you, and we love you, man.
The real deal.
It's the real deal.
Thanks, guys. This means the world. I will treasure this. Put it right next to all the trophies that I have. I still have my father's trophy where they took first in state for drill as volunteers. We also brought home the best in management for the state this year. And I understand that our fire station just won the best design award too. I mean, we've got a lot of great things here, guys.